Asia Pop 40.
All right, so as promised, we've got Carly Rae Jepsen on the line with us. Carly, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today. Okay, so let's go right back to the beginning. You grew up in a small town in British Columbia in Canada, and now here you are, living in the bright lights of Los Angeles. Now, did you ever think all those years ago that you would be here right now?
No, I can't say that I did. I've always, since I was a child, I always wished that and hoped that I would be able to leave the small town that I was born in and travel and get to see the world a little bit. And I've always wanted to be a singer, so it does feel a little bit like I'm one of the lucky ones who's getting to live out a few dreams at a time. It's kind of crazy, actually.
And you are living proof that dreams really do come true. So from that small town in Canada to a top 3 spot on Canadian Idol, and then Call Me Maybe. But I have to ask, did that person ever call?
Yes, I guess did.
Well, that was a yes or no question. Yes, they did. Okay, so after Call Me Maybe, you relocated to New York to perform in a Broadway production of Cinderella. What was that like?
It was a perfect reason to move to New York and try something completely different. But I do remember being very nervous when I first arrived. It was, again, in the middle of the winter, and I didn't know anybody there, and I had to take on this whole new great challenge that proved to be one of the most gratifying things I think I've ever done. So I'm happy I said yes.
All right, so fast forward to now. Really excited about your upcoming album, and of course the first single off that album, I Really Like You. But I gotta ask the obvious question, and that is, how did you manage to get Oscar winner Tom Hanks involved?
A lot of luck, I guess. I know that my manager, Scooter Braun, he's really good friends with Tom Hanks. I was at Scooter's wedding this past summer, and I ran into him there, and we just actually had a really strange exchange. There was a bunch of wedding tents outside, and there was a hummingbird caught in one of the tents. And a whole group of people were going over there to try and free the bird. And I saw Tom Hanks kind of go over there to, I didn't know it was Tom Hanks. I saw a man go over there to basically grab a broom and try and lift one of the flaps of the tent so the bird could fly away. But I just thought he was going to go and hit the bird. I didn't understand what he was doing. So I ran over there to stop him, and I grabbed his arm and I said, "Don't hurt the bird." And he turned around and it was Tom Hanks. And that's how we met. So
wow.
It was a really silly introduction. And his wife Rita was there, and we kind of hit it off. And lo and behold, a couple months later, when we were dreaming up ideas for the actual music video, I guess Scooter had mentioned at a dinner with him that I was looking for this unexpected male lead character to lip sync the song. And Tom kind of raised his hand and said, "Well, what about me?" And of course, we couldn't even believe he had offered, and it was an immediate yes and a celebration, and that was it.
I'll bet. Wow, that's amazing. We've all seen the video, and I've seen some of the behind-the-scenes footage as well. And I tell you, Tom Hanks, who he is, he's this brilliant actor and everything. He looks so in his element. He looks so comfortable. It looks like that you two have been friends for years. Like, was that what it was like on set? He was just really comfortable?
He's just the most humble and happy person in the world. And he arrived there, I was sure I was going to make a fool of myself, but in fact, he just made it all comfortable because he was joking with us, and he was cracking us up about how cold it was. It was one of the coldest days in New York. I think it's to his credit that the video went the way it did. It was just like everyone took on his energy of this like sort of happy morale, and when it was done, we didn't feel like we'd been working at all. It just felt like the most amazing, incredible day.
It looked like a lot of fun. In fact, I was so envious. I was like, man, I really wish I was there. Forget how cold it was on the day. It looked like a lot of fun had by all.
Funny you say that, because when I found out that the shoot had been moved to Los Angeles to New York, I got really excited because I knew I had a bunch of like very talented dancers and theatrical kids who could like be involved with this.
Yeah.
So I kind of emailed all of them last minute and was like, "Listen, Cinderella peeps, if anyone wants to come down and be involved, we're shooting the video. It's top secret. Come if you like." And I actually got to dance. Like one of the background dancers, if you look it up, is my ugly stepsister, and the other one is like the Broadway dance captain. It was just really fun to have like a bunch of friends peppered in there too.
That's awesome. Now, I read somewhere growing up that you were a massive fan of a band called the Cardigans.
Yes, I think along with every child in the 90s too. I mean, it was my favorite song of the 90s. I love Love Fool, I think especially. And you probably know this, but I Really Like You was co-written by Peter Stenson and Jay Cash. And Peter is actually a member of the Cardigans and did the writing for all of their hits, including Loveful. So meeting him just sort of gave me a thrill, and having him being part of my project is just such an honor.
I love that. I can't imagine how amazing that would have been, listening to an artist growing up, and then years later, there you are in a studio with the dude or the band or whatever. What was that like working with him?
The nice thing about them is they're just the most humble, lovely, down-to-earth people you'd ever meet. So as much as I can tell myself or get worked up when I go to a session like that, I feel immediately comforted by just their realness. And I can't say enough good things about Peter either. I mean, when I was in Sweden, where he lives, his wife and him had me over for dinner. I got to meet their children. He made this amazing pasta dish, and I just feel like they're kind of become friends of mine now too, which is always the best part, is when you get to work with people who you love as well.
That's great. That's fantastic to hear. Here in Asia, you have a massive following. You have so many fans over in this side of the world. And so the question now is, have you got any plans to come back to Asia anytime soon?
I don't know the exact days, but I've heard talk of it at my label that we're going to do a whole kind of few weeks over there, actually. So hopefully we can stay a little bit longer, because I always love to go exploring after I work. So yeah, I will be there very soon.
Excellent. That's good to hear. That's good news. Everybody here listening right now is going, yeah, Carly's coming, yeah. All right, that's good. Cool.
You know, just tell me what you recommend for me to do for fun when I come.
Absolutely. I make this a rule when I travel. Whenever I travel, I always have to try. I don't know if I can. Am I allowed to say this on radio? Anyway, I always make it a habit to, if I go to a new country, I'm going to try their local brand of beer. Just one.
I'm down. That sounds wonderful. Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to hold you to that, Carly. We're going to have a beer in every Asian country, or at least if I'm in that country, we'll have a beer together.
Sounds like an amazing idea.
There you go. Tell Scooter we're going bar hopping across Asia.
I'll relay the message. Deal.
Okay. All right, well, listen, we were having a lot of fun there, Carly, but, sadly, time is of the essence, so we've got to move on. I know that you're really, really busy, so before we go, just, Carly, thank you so much for taking the time out to talk to us here on Asia Pop 40.
Oh, thank you so much. It was lovely to talk to you.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Carly.
Hey, this is Carly Rae Jepsen, and you're listening to Asia Pop 40.
Asia Pop 40.